what we've got here is a global utility, which is blockchain, much like the internet was. Now, unlike any of these global utility networks, trains, road systems, all of this, you couldn't invest in them. But because this is tokenized, you've got a behavioral incentive system to grow the network, which is the more people come onto the network, the more the number go up, the more people come on the network. And therefore, the more capital in the network, the more applications get built, the more the network gets used, right? It's fucking genius. And we've never seen anything like this, where we're all part of it. So here we've got this asset class, which is a globally homogenous asset, which doesn't exist. Gold is the only one. But gold, if you go to a village in India, the bid-offer spread is 50%. Here we've got tradable on a mobile phone in India, the Philippines, Fiji, New York, Vancouver, the Cayman Islands, the same thing. And it happens to be the infrastructure layer to the internet for the system, for value and storage, and it's that distributed database, which is a public service utility good. Okay, brilliant. It's a $2.5 trillion market cap today. If we just extrapolate out the trend rate of growth, it gets to $100 trillion by about 2032. Okay, so this is the biggest wealth generating opportunity in all human history. So you've got this in front of you, which is this whole how to unfuck my future. Part of it is this. The other thing is don't fuck this up. Never get thrown off this horse, because this is the one. This is the big one. This is the greatest macro gift of all time to get everybody out of this shit that they're in. So it's there in front of you. So then people are like, yeah, but what do I invest in? I'm like, okay, listen, detune all the noise. There's a bunch of decentralized businesses that sell block space. And they all have different types of block space. One's going, hey, mine's the most secure and the oldest. Somebody else is like, well, mine's the internet computer. And somebody's like, mine's the internet computer, but faster. They're just selling block space. So there's a bunch of companies selling block space or applications on top of that block space. That's all the space is. It's just a technology and it's an adoption. So our job within this is now not get philosophical and tribal about where do I invest in that technology and screw it up. Our job is to maximize the opportunity to the best we can. And that's a balance of how do you take risk? Because a lot of people go, max 10 risk. Like, no.
Yeah.
Look, if it's going for $2.5 trillion to 100 trillion, you don't need to take max risk. You can just capture the bulk and then do a bit of the tail on the side.
Raoul Pal, a renowned financial analyst and co-founder of Real Vision, emphasizes the transformative potential of blockchain technology. He describes blockchain as a revolutionary network that offers a unique asset class distinct from traditional financial instruments. Pal highlights several key points including decentralization, innovation in finance, investment opportunities, global impact, and future growth. As the technology evolves, the applications of blockchain are expected to expand beyond finance into areas such as supply chain management, healthcare, and digital identity verification. Blockchain presents diverse investment opportunities, from direct investments in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum to indirect investments in blockchain-based projects and technologies. By understanding and leveraging the blockchain network, investors can gain exposure to this emerging asset class and participate in the future of digital finance. Pal's insights underscore the importance of staying informed about these developments to capitalize on the opportunities they present. Before we go back to Raoul Pal, let's quickly listen to the sponsor of our today's video, Alaska Energy Metals.
Do you know that the United States has only one nickel mine? We import almost all the nickel we use, and that is risky. Earlier, the United States did not know what nickel would mean in the future. That's because no one had the idea of green energy and electric vehicles in which nickel is the main component. After all, nickel is used in batteries, making them more energy dense, giving longer range. The United States chose to outsource nickel production, relying on globalization. But now, the hard reality is, no country can depend entirely on globalization, because countries like China, Russia, and their allies are determined to break the world order, which is mainly driven by the United States, having globalization at its center. Not only that, but demand for nickel has increased to a historic level due to electric vehicles and clean energy. Elon Musk said nickel is his biggest concern in scaling lithium-ion battery production. That's why he asked miners to mine more nickel, without which green energy storage is not possible. However, S&P Global Intelligence says nickel is difficult to find and discover. And as of now, there are not enough nickel mines in the free trade countries of the world, even if we ignore mine scarcity in the United States. So, what does it mean? Well, at any moment, the United States could have a severely reduced nickel supply. The single mine in the U.S. has limited capability and is scheduled to run out of ore soon.
And the project deserves that kind of approach. It's not a go slow thing. America needs nickel. That much is very clear. And, we've got it, but we've got to prove it too. Have a quite high confidence level that is there based on this historic drilling, but we've got to drill it off at 300 meters to be able to say that with geologic confidence and in keeping with the 43101 regulations.
But what if a nickel mining company can capitalize on this and use it as leverage? Well, Alaska Energy Metals, being traded under the ticker AKEMF, is the leader in this. And what if you would invest in this company? But no, before doing so, you have to know some truths that will make you wonder why you did not come to know about this company before. You should know that there's another nickel company, Cobalt Metals, that has some heavy hitter investors, like Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, Ray Dalio, Bill Gates, and others. This company uses the most cutting-edge AI to find nickel. And guess what? Their algorithm identified the Nikolai project area as being prospective for nickel mineralization, exactly where Alaska Energy Metals property is. So, Cobalt picked up a massive piece of land right next to Alaska Energy Metals' Nikolai project. Alaska Energy Metals has an extensive data set which partly covered Cobalt's claims. Guess who bought the data? Yeah, Cobalt bought data from Alaska Energy Metals. Listen to what the CEO of the project said.
This is the project that brought me to Alaska in 1995. My first career as a young geologist was with Inco, and they had moved me all around North America, and I learned a lot, but they moved me here to be exploration manager and to focus on this project, which the global targeting team had identified as having similar geologic and geochemical characteristics to the Norilsk area of Russia, which of course is probably the largest accumulation of nickel sulfide deposits on Earth.
Now, you might think that this will make Alaska Energy Metals shares expensive and unreachable for ordinary investors. Well, luckily, that's not the case. The price the CEO negotiated for this property is literally the deal of the century. The previous owner of the property, which is now controlled by Alaska Energy Metals, spent $30 million on drilling and other exploration efforts to define the nickel in the ground. But the CEO of Alaska Energy Metals, Gregory Beischer, bought the data and the land package for only $1.8 million. That's 95% off. Listen to what the CEO said.
I saw the claims come open in around 2018, didn't move immediately on it, but after a while, I saw that these lower grade disseminated sulfide deposits really might be the next generation of nickel deposits that our industry has to mine to meet what appears to be a surging demand. So we jumped on it, and so it was kind of full circle for me. The project that brought me to Alaska, I'm on it again, and the intervening 25 years, I've explored all over this great state.
As of now, the market cap of the company is only $14 million, which is so undervalued. Similar companies that are a little more advanced have a market cap between $100 to $180 million. Just for comparison, Alaska Energy Metals owns a nickel resource containing 8 billion pounds of nickel, and its market cap is $14 million. However, Canada Nickel owns a resource of 13 billion pounds of nickel and has a market cap of $180 million. So, yeah, there is that. This means that no matter what, the market cap will reach its normal level. We can see the potential for Alaska Energy Metals market cap to rise up closer to its direct peers, rising from $20 million to $100 million and beyond. And those who would have invested in the company at these low share price levels could see their stock prices swell as the company advances the project with it. And guess what? The company is actively working on defining the resource, which means that the biggest single catalyst for shareholder value creation is imminent. Listen to what the company's CEO said.
Well, our main focus is the Nikolai project in central Alaska, where from historical drilling, it looks like there should be a very large deposit of nickel with accessory cobalt, copper, chrome, and platinum group elements. And I've known about the project a long time, and I've decided that our company will focus on this project, and we're drilling off. We've done the drilling this summer and should be in a position to announce our first resource quite soon. And I think it's going to open some eyes. People are going to realize this could be a really large accumulation of nickel metal.
That's why we believe that Lior's investment partnership is going to be taking a position in the company. And guess what? Before Lior buys shares and skyrockets prices, you have the chance to buy at the cheapest possible price of 0.10 in the US, 14 cents on the Canadian market. But we personally don't trust any project without seeing its team and leadership. And surprisingly, the team behind Alaska Energy Metals is robust, with Gregory Beischer as its CEO, president, and director. Earlier, he founded Millrock Resources, leading a team that built a successful project generator company, attracting over $50 million in capital. And just recently, Mario Vetro joined the board of directors. He earlier co-founded K92 Mining, which employs 1,600 people in Papua New Guinea, where the company produces high-grade, low-cost gold and trades at nearly a $2 billion market cap. He brought with him Ian Stalker, who was CEO of K92 Mining, to the team. So yeah, the team is an expert in what they are doing, and they have a track record of scaling companies like Alaska Energy Metals.
We've had a Wall Street recovery, which is liquidity. Main Street recovery is yet to happen. Main Street is when earnings go up, and all of our earnings go up, and there's a bit more money around. That's when the flows from all of these earnings start going into markets as well. So it's not just liquidity and debasement driving things. It gets driven by actual investment money, which has been actually quite lacking in many respects. So that's typical of the crypto summer.